Yo, where are you?
Hey, what's up?
Damn it, your Skype's not showing up.
Turn me on.
I'm trying. There we go. You
Turn
see?
me on.
There we go.
There we go. So, welcome to episode 14. Hopefully, I don't disconnect for this episode.
No promises.
We're going to cross the fingers today. We're crossing the fingers.
Please don't.
Check out what's behind me here.
Wow. Look at that.
Oh
Debuting the
gosh.
new Lord Fluffy icon. Look
The
at you.
new Lord Fluffy. I got the first exclusive poster.
What a fan. I appreciate
Let me
that.
slide out again just to show that out one more time.
Wow. That's looking real good. Maybe
Looks
if you
good,
duck
man.
down a bit, you'll have like a crown. That'd be pretty sweet. Looking good. Yeah, there it is.
Breaking my neck to do that. How you doing, man? How's your week been?
Good, man. We hit 2K Paragon this week, bro.
2,000?
2,000. Crazy.
Man, you're a botter for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I have so many hours on Condemned Crusader.
That's crazy. That's awesome, dude. Is this the first season you've hit 2K?
Yeah, this is the highest I've been by like 300.
Yeah. 1850 is what I got last season. I don't know if I'm going to hit that this season.
Really?
I really don't. So
You just casual this season or what? What's going on?
yeah, man, I haven't been running as many rats. I started off a little stronger, but as the season's gone on, I've been playing alt characters and it's been fun. So just been playing other things. And I'm enjoying it, man. I'm having a good time. Like last night, I smashed my face in my Raycor Hodabarb. And
Did you push?
yeah, but I mean, it's relative.
Yeah.
You know, he's non-ancient gear with augments. So I can get on the leaderboard with it, but it's not impressive.
Right.
You know, people are going to stop in and say, "Oh, he's doing 96, 97." Like, I'm out.
At least, yeah.
So, but it's fun. It's fun to switch it up.
Yeah, man, I've been having a lot. I don't know why, and I think you've commented on the same thing, but this season I'm just having a lot of fun. It's like the same shit, but I'm just having a good time.
It was fun for me too. So it's been a lot of fun. And the thing that I would the band wave that people were talking about.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been something for real.
Yeah.
Like I feel like people said it hit EU but it was like, a handful of people that were in the top, super, super top echelon of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are they doing with this? I don't understand why they're hand picking people instead of just getting them. Like, I'm wondering if they really have no detection.
Yeah, I'm wondering too, because I didn't really inspect anyone that they deleted. I don't know if maybe it's just like the literal 24-hour people that are just getting flagged, or because I see like a lot of people survived, and the people that survived have definitely a crazy uptime, but I haven't seen anyone for like 24/7. So I don't know if it's maybe just because apparently only one guy was deleted on NA.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know any of the teams. It's not like I memorized the top teams because I'm not in that echelon anyways. But I am curious. So I did a little looking the other night at my Crusader. I did push on the Crusader last weekend, so it's been almost a week, maybe even over a week since I pushed.
Right.
But I did get 110 on the Crusader, and I smashed it, man. I did it in like 11 minutes or something. It was insane. It was a great rift. And so it put me like 75 at the time. So I started going around my general ranking area just to see where people were at. And there was a lot of legit players. Like, I'm just checking by Paragon. I'm assuming that somebody that's Paragon 1400 or 1500 is a legit player,
Sure.
So I check them out and I see all these legit players. And then, but I go up a couple more places and I see somebody that's like 3,000. It's like, well, maybe, probably not, So I was hoping when I heard Bandwave, I got so excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
Of all the seasons for them to do it too, this would be great. Because this would be awesome. So high on the board right now. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I am so ready. That would be really sweet.
That would encourage me to push more, but I'm burning out on fishing. Like the fish is starting to get to me this season. It's not about playing and it's not about Paragon farming or equipment. It's the fishing, man. I'm getting in a rift and instantly going, well, I know I can't complete this, so let me just leave and come back. And then it's like, well, now I'm going to burn up all my keys, which means I got to do T13s. And that is wearing on me more than anything else. But I'm having a blast playing different classes.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wave of Light Monk has been so much fun. I've had a lot of fun on the Barb, and the Demon Hunter kicked my ass. I thought that I was going to do better on the Demon Hunter, and I started pushing, and I missed a rift by seconds.
Yeah.
And it deflated me. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
By seconds?
I mean, I had on the 116. I mean, I had 5 where I should have had it. Like, it's so it can get crazy frustrating. Like, there's no doubt about it. But
yep.
Damn.
But that's pretty dope, man. 116.
Yeah, 116
nice.
So far.
Where did that put you at?
Paragon. That was, I think it was like 11 the first time, and now I'm down to 12.
Awesome.
But
congrats, dude. Yeah. Hats off. But yeah, so I don't know. At this point, it does make me legit because the bans we got last season seem to be handpicked bans as well, and the bans we got this season seem to be handpicked bans. So it really does make me wonder if they legitimately can't detect the bots. You know, if they're Warden. I think it used to be called Warden. I don't know if they still call their anti-bot stuff Warden, but if Warden just can't detect it anymore.
It also makes me wonder, like, maybe, you know, actually reporting players makes a difference. Like, maybe it's like these people that just constantly get reported or something that people have been like.
People are looking into it. Yeah. I think the being top leaderboard is definitely a flag. I think that's something that's going to get you checked out for sure. Yeah. So, and it seems to be the 4-player leaderboards more than anything too. So maybe these guys were pushing too close to 150 to that cap and they got scared. You know, I don't know.
Which, I mean, that kind of leads me into one of the other things I wanted to talk about. Like, in your opinion, like, so 4-player, so say the 4-player leaderboard is like what Diablo looks at the most. To me, it's like, without question, the solo boards. Like, to me, this is so much more. Like, a 4-player is like really cool and like good for you, but like, to me, it's ultimately about like, ooh, I'm number 1 on the necro or whatever.
I think so I think you're kind of hinting at prestige of the board, which one's the best, and I think solo is a little more prestigious. If somebody was like, you can get rank 1 4-player or rank 1 on a specific class, I'm gonna take the solo class because that's all me,
right?
You know, so
and that got me thinking.
I'm with you.
Like, can you name another game where there's this much emphasis on the solo player? Really? I
don't think another game that has sucked me in as much as Diablo.
Like, I just had a hard time thinking of another game, period. Like, sure, like battle royales, it's very high emphasis on the solo player. Yeah. But I don't know.
Maybe sports games like Madden or you know, NBA or something like that. But Diablo's balance of solo or group play is amazing. And you reference that to other games where end game content is only accessible in groups. You know, there's so many, like any MMO, most games have group play end game activities. And Diablo, you can play solo or group. I mean, obviously there's advantages to playing in the group, like rat runs are stupidly overpowered and so are meta comps. But you can play solo the whole season and still achieve end game.
And I basically have until this season, really.
Yeah. So it's cool. So I think the balance that they struck is a gold mine, and I think that's what appeals to the game so much to so many different people.
Yeah.
And I hope they can strike a balance like that with Diablo 4 going forward. Exactly. I hope they keep that solo emphasis, because you know they're going to have multiplayer. Multiplayer is where the money's at. Because if you're playing with your buddies and you're having a good time, like playing with other people usually encourages fun and it's going to be awesome. And then if you love the game, you're going to get your buddy to buy the game so you can play together. It makes sense. But if they can keep that solo player emphasis magic formula they have, especially if they've seen the desire for the SSF stuff.
True. So
if they can make solo leagues in D4, like, dude, it's there. The writing is there. Like, you have to throw this in.
Right.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
I think that would blow up.
I'd be super disappointed if like Diablo 4 was a shift away from that.
And that kind of ties into something that we talked about, a topic that we've been talking about a little bit, are mini games inside of games. So D3 doesn't have a mini game in the game, but other games successfully pulled this off. Witcher had the Gwent game, the card game.
Yeah, and they even made its own game.
You had Final Fantasy VIII had Blitzball, or no, I'm sorry, Final Fantasy 8 had a card game too. Final Fantasy 10 had Blitzball, which if you haven't ever played Final Fantasy 10, I loved Blitzball. I thought that was so much fun. It wouldn't fit in Diablo, but it was great.
Right.
You know, Final Fantasy 15 has the fishing. WoW has the battle pets. So like, what if they threw another game inside? Like, I think Diablo needs a more casual chase than always grinding the gear.
Yeah.
You know, and
like something you just log in and do for like 10, 20 minutes and get out.
Yeah, like just something that you're just like, you know what, I don't feel like grinding gear. But like an example is the battle pets in WoW. Like if I personally don't like the battle pets in WoW. I don't think it's that cool. But it's like Pokemon Go inside of WoW. You can go catch battle pets and battle them. And it caught on so well that they even added player versus player competitions in it. And it's pretty cool to have that extra little thing. So I would love to see D4 get some sort of mini game or something to do inside of the game. A little that's super casual. So
for sure. I mean, I made this joke before on stream because everyone's like, "Oh, Diablo 4 is going to be a battle royale," because like the battle royale would be, it's just blowing up the genre, right?
Right.
But would it be that bad? I mean, I think it could be kind of fun. Like, I think that
fits it more than any maybe Overwatch, but Diablo's all about damage. Like there are no real tanks, there's no real healers. Every class could be balanced around offensively going and trying to take out other players.
Sure. And
I'd be down. I think they could fix PvP.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I really think that they could add PvP to Diablo. They would have to. You couldn't go in Diablo with the current skill sets and gear you have.
Yeah.
But if they made predetermined, okay, you know, Necros get so much HP and each ability is tuned to hits, you know, so hard. Same for Crusader and Barb and Wizard and everything else. They could definitely balance a PvP game.
Yeah.
Inside of it.
For sure.
Then could be so much fun, dude.
It could be.
Could be awesome.
Hopefully. But to touch on, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. So last week we asked if anyone had any legendary gem ideas. We didn't get a single one, but we did get a nice little troll.
Sweet. Let's glorify that troll.
Yeah. So Viniac said, gem idea, the gem of wishful thinking. On successful crit, Blizzard devs have a 0.1% chance to reply on the forums. Upgrade increases by 0.5. Level 25 bonus each week at Blizzard team meetings. A member of the player base gets to argue for payable cosmetic items and bank slots. What a gem idea.
That's a troll?
I mean,
that looks legit. That seems pretty legit to me. I'm down. I would take that in game in a heartbeat.
It's troll and funny at the same time, so I thought it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
what we would pay for a reply to a post or something.
Be pretty neat.
You know?
Be pretty neat. Oh, and speaking of like kind of confidentiality, you know, classic Blizz, there's a small little patch today. Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah.
How did I miss this? What happened?
I mean, the patcher did something.
No notes, no nothing.
No notes, and nothing. And people are like, "Hey," on Reddit, they're like, "What's going on?" And it just seems so weird to me then, because Blizzard's usually so direct about what they're doing.
Maybe it's a Warden update.
That'd be sweet. That's what people in the stream are hoping for. Yeah.
Crossing my fingers
here.
Yeah,
the season would be so good.
God.
To do it.
That would reinvigorate my desire to push so hard, I think. At least for a day or two. So I got some really crappy riffs. Yeah. No, I didn't see that. That's really cool though. I would.
Yeah.
So
an iFlu said about gems. It would be great to see gems going into jewelry, into more jewelry, going to more than just jewelry. Sorry, I prefer to see something like put your gems wherever you want, but you can equip a maximum of 3. Maybe a legendary that increases.
Really
that
change anything then?
No, it wouldn't. But it kind of goes into. I think we talked about this like one of the very, very first podcasts. Instead of all these like actually getting legendary gems that like drop, like you just had like an interface that you brought up and you could like level gems.
Like it works like the cube.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
That's my thing is why didn't gems become part of the cube where once you unlock it, it's unlocked for all your characters in the season and you just go to the cube and equip it. So whatever's max you hit and then
it gets put in.
Maybe we can rant on that for a while too. But that also ties into this has happened to me, and not only myself, but other people link items in clan chat or in the communities or something. And you'll see somebody get a primal that should be good, like a primal furnace or a primal Frighter's Wrath or whatever Death Wish, and they link it, and it's just the worst primal you could possibly imagine. Yeah. And it just keeps going back to, like, anytime you get a primal of an item that's best in slot for you, you should be excited and it should be awesome. Yeah. And it's just like, oh my, instead of feeling good, it feels bad. Like, you're in a worse spot after getting that primal than you were before getting it. And that should never happen. Like, there needs to be a way to fix it to where no matter what, when you get that Frighter's Wrath primal, you're like, oh my God, this is a Frighter's Wrath primal. And you're so fucking excited.
Right. But yeah, it's like it kind of mentally messes with you, because you're like, I feel like I just spent all my luck juice getting this terrible primal. Yeah. And it's like, you get a little emo about it, and it RNG is RNG, but it's still,
you should never feel worse.
Right.
than getting a primal, and now you feel worse. You're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
But that has happened so much. And I'm like, it happened to me. I got a primal Frighter's Wrath. This was earlier in the season, but I got one, and I'm like, oh my God. And then I see the stats, and I'm like, this could not have rolled any worse. So there's no way to even make this like a normal is better than this.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Non-ancient. So,
but people talk, like, when people have asked, like, what would be the first thing you would change? Like, obviously I would do a lot more balance work, but one of the things I would immediately change is just get rid of all these terrible stats on items. So like, I get a Traggles,
or give you a way to fix them. Like, we can use dumps. Like, it's okay to have currency dumps. Yeah. Like, for example, I have a billion yellow mat. Like, it's 60, 70,000 because I have nothing to really spend it on. The two mats that matter are Death's Breath and Forgotten Souls. Like, that's it. The other mats are irrelevant because I have so many of them. So let me spend all the mats. If I'm constantly out of mats, then that's something to strive for. Okay, I'm going to go grind some T13s, or I'm going to speed farm some 70s or 80s to get a whole bunch of mats stacked up to re-roll that primal that I got sitting in the bank. That's going to be awesome when I'm done.
Yeah.
That'd
be such a good addition. So, such a good addition. Just
to re-roll a primal and keep it a primal, whatever way they could do that would be awesome. So.
Yeah. What else we got? Oh, something we thought of just in the stream. I thought would be actually pretty cool. Sure, it would benefit people that have a lot more playtime, but I still really like the idea. Was what we kind of dubbed Paragon crafting. So, the more, say, like, I'm a Necro and I'm upgrading Sice in the cube, the more I upgrade Sice, I kind of get this, like, craft Paragon, where, like I craft 1,000 Sice and I get like a 0.0 blah % chance to get a better, get like a primal or something.
So like a loser buff,
right,
to crafting it.
And so then every season we do like 25 plus 1,000 upgrades on Sice. Like, if you get like a little bit of crafting Paragon, it would make you feel like it was all for nothing, not for nothing, at least. Yeah, I could see the same thing happening for re-rolling too. Like, if you take an item in the cube and you re-roll it over and over and over and over, like, even if it's a 0.5% per re-roll, eventually go it up. I don't know. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down for that. Yeah, I think that'd be really nice. I mean, I don't know if you get this a lot. I'm just gonna quick touch. But like, every week when I'm like, hey, what should we talk about? Everyone's always like, a pet that picks up blues and yellows and whites. Like, every week, guys, we've talked about it like 100 times. It'd be nice. No, like, but they're not going to do it. Yes, it would be nice, but in the grand scheme of things, that is so insignificant. Yeah, there's so many better things you could add, like primal crafting or primal rerolling or anything. Like, that's a quality of life that would be amazing. Like, I would take vault space, stash space, whatever they call it in Diablo. I play too many games. I need more storage. Yeah, like raw storage. So, God, I would pay
Blizzard, do you want my money? It's like questionnaire. Do you like money?
Sure.
Take some. Give me vault space.
That's crazy.
How I don't get it, man. It's gotta be. It's gotta be something. It doesn't make sense to me. That's free money.
Right. I don't know. But like that goes back to like, would you rather see them spend dev time and like buff LAN or add PvP or like add these like pretty developedly intense stuff, or would you rather see them balance the game? Like to me, it's just like it's way easier. It's way more of a quick win.
Yeah.
To
balance.
Yeah, to balance.
I don't want new features in D3. I mean, unless you consider primal crafting a new feature, it probably would be, I guess. Right. Or primal reforging. That's really the only big thing. And because that's such a huge hit to anybody's morale when you get that primal, it's just not good.
Right.
So if you fix that loss right there, I think that would go a huge way. But yet all that dev time, just rebalance. That's all you need to keep this game going. We've proven that for the last 4 years. Just keep rebalancing. For the last
3 seasons, 34 seasons. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So
and it's just
speaking of balancing, it's POE dropped a flash. Does they call it flashpoints? What do they call them?
I don't know.
I'm not a POE player, but I have been watching a little bit to kind of check out POE and see if it's something that I'd be interested in. So they started a new event, and so all you POE guys out there,
I think it was just a race, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What are they?
Races are like, I don't know, weekend or week things. I don't really know.
Does it end that fast? So what are the rewards for getting it?
I think you get some cosmetics.
For being just rank 1, or is it like top 100?
I would think it would just be if you place on the leaderboards, you would get something. But I have actually no idea. Because it's just like, well, it's an XP race, which is cool. A lot of people would actually really like that in Diablo. Like, you and I had like a little XP race at the start of the season.
It was fun, dude. It was fun. Like the start of the season, leveling
kicked our ass. Like, it wasn't even close. So if he got some cosmetic for doing it, it'd be cool.
In our defense,
we didn't plan for the XP.
I didn't know it was a race until our chats made it a race.
Sure.
And they're like, "Yo, Fluff's got 5 levels on you," and I personally was like, "Oh, screw that! I can't let him smoke me." So I had to put in some work and chase you down. But it was actually a blast, at least competitively for me and you, even though we didn't talk about it, to do that, because it made that last 3 or 4 levels so exciting. I'm like, chat, where's he at? Tell me.
Yeah.
And of course I won, so it's fun.
Yep.
But I think mini games like that would be cool, and that again is something that it doesn't seem like on the front it would take a lot of dev time to do that.
Sure.
Maybe it would though. I don't know. I don't know how the game's
isn't there already? I'm pretty sure there's already like a notification when someone hits like the first person to get that achievement or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
But it would be like just mini seasons.
Tracking. Yeah.
Like if they could just mini season, okay, here's a 1 week season. Go.
Weekend event. Sure.
Yeah. Weekend event.
That'd be fun.
It would be awesome, because I could do a 24-hour weekend event. You know what I mean?
Right. But the main thing about POE, and the reason I had POE in the schedule, is there's a tweet that I found this week that said only 5 days until we announce POE's next expansion.
Nice.
So they're already planning next expansion. They're going to be...
Their expansions are free too, aren't they? I mean, the game costs no money, so it's not like you're paying for this. So it's like, here's more free content. Take it.
Fine.
I don't know. It's cool. Like I've been watching the game a lot, and I haven't played it, so I it's hard for me to say this, but watching people play, and I've spent a lot of hours watching people play it for this Flash event, because I knew that would be a super speed leveling experience to let me see exactly what it would look like if I were a skilled player.
Yeah.
So I kind of watched probably 6 or 7 hours of gameplay this week.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's Diablo. Like, it looks cool, but it's not D3. Well, it's missing something. I don't know. It's just missing something.
What does it mean? What, I don't like. It's not supposed to be D3. Right?
I know. I don't know. I don't know, man. I guess I want it to be. It looked more cartoonish a little bit. It looked more just not real. The animations didn't look as smooth and buttery. It looked more, I don't know how to say it without being mean. Like, it looked more free to play. It looked like more like what you would expect from a lower budget game, you know,
the engine.
And that's okay, I guess. It looked like a not as polished version of D3 to me, but I know that may not be a fair assessment because I haven't played it. It could feel amazing, and that makes up for a lot of that. Right. So, not that I'm saying D3 is the most polished and beautiful looking game ever. I think it still holds up, though. I think Diablo still holds up 6 years later. Looks acceptable. Pretty good.
Right. And to circle back around, you know, people saying that D3 is just a maintenance, like it's probably a maintenance mode and stuff like that. Like, we talk about this every week where, like, God, that would suck if it were. But the reason I kind of feel like it's not is because, like, imagine if they were to walk away from Diablo 3 tomorrow. Like, Diablo 3 is going to be like a timeless game. Like, Diablo 2, people still go back and they still play Diablo 2.
Yeah.
So if they walk away from D3 right now, in its current state, although it's the best state it's ever been in, really,
Yep.
is that like the swan song that they want to walk away from right now? And to me, it's like, God, no, please, like,
yeah,
you can't.
it's still too good to let die. Like, you gotta have D4 out before you consider stopping maintenance on D3. Like, once D4 launches, then I'm okay with closing that window and say, okay, this is officially maintenance mode. If they make that announcement before launch date, that's horrible.
Yeah,
horrible.
They need.
But I'm with you, man.
At the very least, balance, like we say every week, balance the sets to 120.
Yep.
Every set, and then you can.
And then
away.
every season, just switch the meta. Like, I know people. I'm sure you know people. Everybody knows somebody that played D3 that stopped. And if you ask them why aren't you playing? I'm sick of the meta. That's the answer I get from all of them. I'm like, hey, are you not playing this season? Nah, man, I'm sick of the meta. That's the same thing I get. Even though I enjoy rats and I enjoy all the classes and having variety, it's been, you know, somebody said the other day, like 275 days or something since the balance patch. So
I mean, that's something that you just kind of made me think about it. But so, like, say they balance every set to 120. That's obviously, I mean, that's a strong possibility that does already change the meta. But say going forward, I mean, they could, if they wanted to, like, buff a single item and just make, like, okay, so say they buff, like, we'll just, because I only know Necro, they buff, like, corpse shoulders or something like that.
Okay.
So by a significant amount. So, like, obviously, like, the corpse or the corpse lance builds are going to push even higher on the boards, and that would suck. But, like, it's so good that you can't ignore it for, like, speed metas, for push metas. And they could easily, Necro's a bad example because Necro's been in the meta for such a long time, but say, like, multi-shot, like, say they buffed a multi-shot by in some insane amount.
Right.
And so multi-shot is going to be pushing, like, maybe high 120s, maybe like 130 by the end of the season, just for that season.
Yeah.
And then the next season, you know, like, you put it back to where it was, 120.
Well,
it's still really, really good, but...
So here's something. I remember this from a podcast that Blizzard did forever ago. They used to do, like, those couch sessions where the developers would sit down and talk. And one of the devs said something about they have a philosophy where they never want you to log on your character and have it feel weaker than it did the previous day.
Sure.
And I think that's awesome. I actually like that philosophy a lot. And if they did that, that would be the case, though.
Yeah. I totally agree.
They can never nerf backwards. So,
but it's not really. It's gonna go back to how it's gonna still be insanely good, right? But you're talking about how can we possibly, if they balance the game, how can we possibly have new metas rotating every season? And that's, I mean, really, that's
it's power creep. Way. That's the only way. You have to power creep certain sets.
But if they balance the game,
it can never truly be balanced.
You can't. Like, you could power creep, but you're still gonna have the same meta. So I'm trying to think of, like, a way that they could have.
You can't ever have perfect balance and have the meta switch, because there would be a meta in that perfect balance. But yeah, I'm down, dude. I think that I'm okay with them getting close and having certain sets be outliers, and then every season switch it to a new set. Like, nobody's mad about that, you know?
Right. I don't know.
But they can't. It's too early to call it done. And man, it just makes me go crazy when I see POE's getting an expansion. And
Yeah.
they're doing these events, man. They got their leagues. I think they're calling them leagues for seasons, and they have these flash events for the weekend, and like all these things that they do. And it's like, can we get a little bit of that juice?
Right.
You know, give me some.
Yeah.
So tell me about this other game.
Yeah. So I think this game, I almost think that this game spurred maybe the development of Diablo 4, because there's so much hype around this particular game. And a lot of you guys probably have heard about it. It's this little thing called a Lost Ark. Okay.
Okay. I know
Lost
nothing
Ark
about it.
Is an MMO ARPG.
Oh.
Very, very cool looking. Let me mute that.
Is this the one that's a foreign game that there's not an English port of yet?
Correct. We still do not know if there's going to be an NA port of this game.
It looks beautiful though.
The game graphics look fantastic.
That looks amazing.
And we're just gonna take a little sample of what I know about the game. And just give me your feedback. Just tell me what you think. Okay. So first and foremost, we know this is the stuff that we know at this point. Okay. There's gonna be 18 different classes.
Holy crap.
And just to go through some of them, we got this video pulled up, right? So there's Warlord, which is like this big shield and sword class.
Okay.
There's Berserker, which is like everything you'd expect from Berserker, like a big two-hand weapon, whirlwind, baller abilities, whatever. There's Destroyer, which is kind of like, it looks like maybe just a big two-hand mace kind of build.
So these look like subclasses inside of the main class.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So there's 18 different classes, including the subclasses? That's what it looks like.
I don't know.
Because if they have 18 classes with subclasses,
I think it might be 6 and then 3 choices within each or something like that.
Okay.
But they all play like completely different, and we'll get more into that. Destroyer, again, we just said. Battle Master, which is like, it's kind of like Monk, like you got fist weapons.
Okay.
And I'm not sure the difference between these. And Infighter, which is the same situation. It looks to be like more like you shoot stuff out of your fists. I don't really know what the difference is.
Okay, and Doctor Strange. I'm with it.
There's Bard, which I know people love being like support classes and stuff like that. Bard's kind of always known as like a support class. Arcana, which is like, it kind of reminds me of like Gambit from like X-Men or something. Like he's got cards and he's like doing.
Looks very elemental.
Yeah,
that looks cool, man.
What else?
If you guys are listening to the audio version, we're watching clips of it. So
there's Summoner, which is a wannabe necro, I guess.
Okay. Yep.
With lesser pets. Devil Hunter. It looks to be like some kind of gun class, like kind of Demon Hunter if it were guns instead of crossbows and stuff.
Devil May Cry style album with it.
Yeah. And then Blaster, which is like this huge cannon kind of thing.
It's like a Predator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator.
Exactly, like a huge turret strapped to you. But that's as far as we only have like 10 classes basically right now. Okay. Now, every class from a pool of what I've read. This is just what I've read. I don't know how statistically accurate this is. From every class, every class is a pool of at least 16 skills.
Okay.
Of which they get to choose 8.
All right.
And you can see all that for those who are watching
on the bottom bar.
Right?
Yeah. Like first impressions on the video. If you like Diablo, I don't know how you couldn't be all over this game.
Yeah.
It looks like a top-down ARPG. It looks beautiful. You got skills. They're smashing up bad guys.
Right.
Like there's numbers flying everywhere.
One of the cool things, and you'll see this in the video, the way this game works is so like if you're fighting trash like that guy is right there, the way you fight trash is it's all about CC. So like you have to like chain stun them or knock them up or whatever,
combo stuff up,
and that's your only way of like not taking damage is you're trying to CC them as best as you can. But when it comes to like boss battles and stuff like that, it's all about like, okay, there's ground effects, you got to get out of that. or whatever.
Yeah.
And so you have to juggle like CCing the mobs with your abilities and trying to do damage on the boss and avoiding all the stuff at the same time. So it looks like a pretty good combination of.
It looks like the character's following the mouse around too, which looks very Diablo-esque.
Right. Exactly.
Movement. It looks like it's all mouse movement.
Yeah.
Which leads me into a question. I know I'm going to derail us for just a second.
Sure.
Do you use force move or are you a clicker?
You have to use force move.
Okay. Thank you. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. That's like the number one tip I always give
people. There are people that don't even know it exists. And if you don't know what I'm talking, if you right now are like, what's force move? You're who I'm talking to. Look in your key bindings and bind force move to a key. And then you can come thank us next podcast.
Yeah.
So
that's always the number one tip.
All right. Sorry.
No, you're fine. That's good. And then I guess so there's going to be 18, a pool of like 16 skills, 8 skills active, and then they're going to have like a rune system, like from Diablo. But I guess it's going to be a bit more involved. So there's going to be like tiers. So say you pick like, it's Death Nova, and you pick Blood Nova, and then Blood Nova chains into something else, and then you get to pick something else that it chains into, and then it chains into it. Like it's three.
So more like a POE style where you have to get the one above it to get.
Not really. Because POE is the illusion of choice. Like we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like you're like, ooh, I'm picking plus 1% one-hand damage or something. Like, and you had to pick all of them to get to something. It's more of like, so it's like a rune system. You pick a rune, and then picking that rune leads you into another set of runes, and then picking that rune leads into another set of runes. But within each skill, there's like even more craziness happening. So there's already 16 skills. A bunch of different runes plus 3 tiers of those runes within every skill, which is pretty. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So even though we've talked about like there's going to be like 18 classes, it seems like there's going to be like a lot more specs that are going to play totally different.
Yeah, I mean, 18 classes in itself is huge variety.
Right.
If you just think about that, but yeah, man, that would be. The game looks beautiful. It looks amazing. Like I've been watching this video the whole time. And
listen up. Don't just get distracted.
What language is it in? Can I learn this language real quick and go start playing? What's
Korean,
going on?
Right? I think it's Korean.
Yeah, that's crazy. How do they not localize that? They have to.
I mean,
they have to.
Yeah. What else? So there's item slots on top of your 8 slots. So you have like consumables, potions, stuff like that. So there's 8 plus whatever. Like I think there's 4 or 5 on top of that, which is great because more. It's not as crazy as WoW, I feel like, but although WoW, I logged on the pre-patch and it seems like I only have about like 12 skills.
It depends on what class you're playing, but yeah, they definitely neutered it from the
neutered. That's a good way to put it.
From I don't remember what was at its height, right. It was bad.
What else? So they have what's called life levels, which is basically, it's like, from what I understand, it's just like crafting and stuff. So you can have crafting professions. There's stuff
this
like
guy's flying on this stream. Yeah. You guys watching this video? He's flying.
They've got like fishing, which like people some reason like. They have cards, like we were literally just talking about. There's a card game within the game, and there's
mini games, man.
Yep. There's big open worlds with gathering, so you can like go out there, you see other players, you collect nodes, stuff like that.
Wow.
There's raids and dungeons.
Raids.
Yeah. As far as I know, there's kind of like a rift system. There's also like cinematic dungeons where like you're supposed to do something like turn. Like, there'd be throughout the video like this could be a dungeon for all I know. Like where everyone's supposed to be doing something, like they ever go turn a knob, and if you fail to do that within a certain time, like the dungeon fails or whatever. They have Rifts. Have you ever played the game Rift?
I've heard of the game Rift. I haven't played it.
So Rift was kind of like one of the first MMOs to introduce like dynamic events.
Okay.
Kind of like an invasion, I guess, from WoW, but like WoW, when they're gonna happen. So it's like, say like a portal opens up and a bunch of like demons come flying out of it, and like you have to like try to fight them off, close the rift, and then everyone gets like a reward.
Okay.
They have that. They have open world bosses. So like a boss will spawn, and like everyone gets notified that's in that big open zone. That, like, hey, this dude spawned. Now's your chance to go kill him.
Yep.
They're gonna have like an NPC relationship system like Black Desert. I don't know if you've ever played that. I think one of the most awful features of Black Desert, but people seem to love it. But you just like
what's the relationship
it's like a
management?
Conversation system where like you try to win over NPCs and like make them all like you, and if you make them all like you, you get certain things.
Can you kill them?
I don't think so, but it's just
That'd
like
be awesome.
They're gonna have PvP, from what I've read, 1v1 and 3v3 at least.
There you
go. With matchmaking and all that system
Sweet.
Involved. They're gonna have Esther, 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 which is basically World of Warcraft's artifact weapon system. So we're gonna have kind of like Paragon, right? We're gonna have a way of infinitely grinding, which I'm all for. They have this like island conquer system, so like everyone gets a boat, and then you like take your boat to like various regions throughout the map, and you conquer that area, and then like you have to defend it against like other players, I guess.
It seems extremely ambitious. It seems like they got a lot of stuff going on. You know what I mean? Has this already released? Do you know? Or is this in beta?
No,
like what's going on?
Closed beta 2.
Okay.
And there's actually I'll actually link it in the YouTube comment section, but there's actually a content creator, I forget what his name is, Fever or something like that. He does a ton of like really good videos on the game. But he's been playing it, trying to like translate as he plays it and stuff like that. And what he says, and what you actually just touched on a little bit, was he thinks like he's in love with the game looks great, feels great. He feels like it has a lot of polish, which is a great word to describe it.
Yeah.
But he's concerned about feature creep. So like they're constantly adding, like they just added this artifact weapon system. They're adding like the card game and stuff like that. But his concern is by the time that, you know, they're ready to like actually get this game ported or whatever, that, you know, the next best thing might have already creeped around because they've just been like just constantly adding
just
more
taking
and more
too
and
long.
more.
Yeah, they gotta, and plus they gotta throttle that content for your users too. But I mean, they're the developers. I would assume that they, you know, they know what they're doing.
Right.
It looks awesome, man. I can't. If they localize this, it would definitely be something.
Yeah, this is.
I think any D3 player would be all over it.
Right.
So
I mean, and we use that word all the time, like "ooh, wow, killer." But I mean, this is quite literally an action RPG killer. Like POE and Diablo would have a very hard time.
Yeah, it could be a Diablo killer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it would take a lot. It just takes something new at this point. If you could pull off something new, I think you could give Diablo a hard time. Path of Exile seems to have a pretty big base. I don't know.
Yeah. Certainly.
The free-to-play system benefits them so much too.
Yeah.
So.
Until like Quinn really came back this season, I mean, PoE's been crushing Diablo as far as Twitch views go.
Yeah. Yep.
Another thing though, like the only con I've seen really so far about this game, I've already seen people talk about it in chat or ask about it. Gender lock. How do you feel about that?
Oh, so like specific races are like, you know, warriors can only be male?
Yeah.
I think it's stupid, but I don't know. Like, is it really going to matter to me? I don't care, I guess. You know, maybe if I were a female and I wanted to play a female, that would bother me more. But like right now, I make female characters now.
Yeah.
So
I never make female characters. Like
never,
I like
ever?
my dude to be like an extension of me. Like he's a badass motherfucker, and I don't want to be a chick. I just don't want to be a chick. I want to be me. I want to be a dude.
So I look at it like this. This is an interesting topic because I've traveled down this road with chat before. So I have the theory. This is what I said. If I'm playing a game for 3,000 hours, and you're always looking at the back, do I want to stare at dude ass or girl ass?
I've heard this so many times.
You know what I'm saying? And so no, but that's the argument you normally get. But my thing is, typically female characters have smaller models, so you can see more of the game around you.
And you're harder
so
to hit.
There's sometimes there is an advantage to playing smaller characters, or you know, whether that's a gnome character or a female character or whatever.
Yeah.
But I make female characters. It depends on what I'm playing. Like, for example, I think the barbarian female model looks stupid. I don't like it, but I think that the wizard female looks awesome. So I'll make female wizards, but male barbs. So
Yeah. I mean, I would hate for a game that looks like this and could potentially be like the next big game.
Gender locked.
To be gender locked. I would hate to just like.
The only reason I could see them doing that is if it's easier for them to create the armor sets.
Well, that's always the reason, right?
You got to create 2 of every armor set, and then you got to 2 animations. Like it's double the work for every single thing. So it makes sense if they did it, and I wouldn't be mad about it. So it wouldn't really push my buttons, but I could see people, you know.
I also tend to, maybe you can give your opinion. I actually tend to prefer games that like have more options than just humans. Like to me, the perfect example of like the game that really
I never
had
play
it all.
human.
Yeah.
Like I'm a human. I don't want to play a human. I want to be something else.
Like EverQuest 2 like had so many options for races and genders and all that. Like it was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the game and I can't think of it. Skyrim. Doesn't Skyrim have a shitload of options too? I remember making some crazy looking alien green thing and people were acting like, you know, walking up to me and talking to me. And I'm just like, if I saw him in real life, I would kick it. But that's my thing. If a character has another option besides human, I always pick that. Like I don't, unless there's some racial benefit that humans are awesome and you have to pick it because of that, I'm never going to pick a human.
Yeah.
So
same.
So I'm with you on that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But it depends on the lore of their game. Like this game looks very medievalish.
Yeah.
You know? So it may not fit.
Probably
but
not.
It's interesting, man. That's a nice looking very nice looking game, man. That's something I want to keep tabs on, and I'm sure we'll hear about it more if it ever gets a localization.
And a lot of people like I feel like people get confused sometimes like that maybe we're Blizzard fanboys and stuff like that, and that's why like we're at least for me, and I can't speak for you, but like I have no ties to Blizzard. Like Blizzard, for a streamer, they don't do a lot for us. And so,
I can tell you this. I like Blizzard, and I like them. I like the games they produce, so I'm not bad mouthing them. But I can tell you the same thing as a streamer or as a content creator that has promoted and sold copies of their games for sure. They won't even answer any contact that I reach out to them with. So it's frustrating for me. So I'm definitely not a fanboy, but they do make good quality stuff. Yeah. You know, so, but if another game came along that's better than
jump ship, absolutely jump ship.
I would be like, hey, especially if the developer is willing to communicate with its fan base or with its content creators, I would be like, oh my God, you're responding to my email. I love you.
Yeah, and it's like, so I played Last Epoch on stream, and their devs came in the chat, and like Last Epoch, I didn't love the game. It was cool to see what they're trying to do and stuff like that, but like I was almost tempted just to play more because of that crazy level of interaction. Because it's like this is so cool, like to have actual devs.
And like Warframe does that from what I understand. And I'm not a Warframe streamer. I have a couple times just to check the game out. But apparently their devs are active in people's Twitch streams and they respond to emails and they, you know, get your input on what you think the game could have. And that sounds very vain and like, oh, look at me, I need to be important. And that's not what I'm saying. But
it's good for the community.
Yeah, but when, you know, any level of communication, whether it's not even just me, like anybody, you know, you or some of these, and maybe some of the other streamers have communication. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm definitely not. I'm pro Blizzard. I like their games, but I'm not anti anything else.
It's funny too because it can actually shape, I think, the course of a class. So, to use this as an example, the last time I remember a developer jumping in one of the streamers' chat was when Necro first came out. They got into Bloodshed's chat. Yep. And Bloodshed, they kind of asked them like, "Hey, what do you think?" and stuff like that. And the chat was like, "It feels slow. Like it feels Necro feels slow. Like your movement's so slow." And I guarantee you that was why Stuart's Grease came out in 2.6.1. Like. If they had, and that's the other thing, like if they had jumped into my chat room and they seen me like flying through a rift on Singularity Speed, which was available, and like Bloodshed never even knew how to play that, like it would have been a totally different case, right? Because like we just play totally different. So it's interesting. It totally shaped the game.
Yeah, community. So that's an interesting touchy subject too, because a lot of times I think that people don't really want what's best for the game either.
Yeah, it's true.
And so an example of that I'll use is what we were talking about earlier, the pet picking up the mats. And I know you think quality of life would be amazing if the pet picked up the mats, and I get it. But would it really? Like all you're doing is you're eliminating that item from the game. You're eliminating. It's now a currency that doesn't really have any interaction. Like, I mean, it's not like there's much as it is now, but at least you see it and you get to pick it up and you're like, all right, cool. I have to pick up more of this. If you didn't even have to pick it up, then it doesn't even really exist anymore. Now it's just a number you're checking every now and then. Where am I at? How much do I have? And that's a super small example, but, you know, I think there are a lot of things that go that way. And it's like, you know, myself as an example is like, I hate bounty mats. I hate doing bounties. But if they took it out of the game, how bad would that be for the game? Probably pretty bad. You know, if there were just ways to get bounties without doing bounties. Like, I don't know really a system in mind. This is kind of going off the top of my head, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like, so say if they added a pet that like just picked up yellows and blues and whites and just converted it. Like, what are you then picking up? It's like really just legendaries and DBs.
Just loot. And then you're going to say, well, I wish my pet would pick up legendaries. And then your pet starts picking up legendaries. And then you're like, man, I wish I didn't have to identify legendaries. And then it just becomes like,
I wish I didn't have to play the game to get Paragon.
Yeah. You know, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, the inconveniences are what, as stupid as it sounds, those are the things that make the good things better, you know? So I don't know.
Right.
But I think it's really cool when the developers like, and this is the transparency thing that we've talked about this on stream so many times too. These games that are blowing up like Fortnite, they interact with their community, and like the Division dev team does a really good job of hosting live streams and taking Q&A and answering questions. And even if it's not what the community wants to hear, they can't hide from questions. Like if Blizzard did a Diablo 3 stream and the chat spammed, when, you know, are we going to get a balance patch in season 15? And that's all that scrolled by for an hour. They have to address that question. You know what I mean? They'd have to say, we're working on it. Or we're not.
They would just ignore it and then never do a stream again.
that's my point. That's probably what's already happened. So, but yeah, I think that people interacting is amazing. And I hope like this Lost Ark game, or I hope one of these newcomers comes out and you know,
D4. Hopefully they learn.
The better the game is. See, I think Blizzard and Activision for the battle, Modern Warfare or Battlefield games, or EA, I guess is Battlefield. But these companies, these old school behemoth companies that own the gaming industry, are losing ground really fast to these free to play games, and it's going to force their hand to change. They're not going to be able to continue doing business like they do business. It just won't happen. And if a free-to-play game comes out that's better than Path of Exiles and better than Diablo 3 or even Diablo 4, that's good for us. We got either A, a really amazing game to play, or B, Blizzard's got to step their game up. You know? And so either way, as consumers, we win. And I think it's awesome. So.
Yeah. But there's that ship thing that I was talking about.
Nice. So you're sailing that ship around? That's cool.
And you like
that game looks dope, man. Like, I would be all over that. Like, I'm an MMO fan either way. So if you take the best things out of an ARPG and you take the best things out of MMO, and you make a love child, like, that sounds amazing. Like, look, that dude's flying on a dragon. Like, what the hell is that? Can he control that? He can't. Look at the action bar. Yes. Oh, and then they got a mech suit too. What the hell? With machine guns. Dope.
Did that just blow your mind? This
this game looks amazing, man. I'm all about it. So speaking of new games, like, we're gonna go over on podcasts. We always do. So Monster Hunter World drops. Do you have any interest in that? I'm so excited.
I really don't. I watched like Bloodshed play a bit of it. And I don't. You hunt for big mobs, and then you kill them and you craft. It seems like this minor part of what makes Diablo good. Like, it just seems
what part is that? The gear,
the grinding stuff, and crafting.
You're grinding. It's a POE grind. PVE. I mean,
I feel like it would eventually end though. Is there Paragon in Monster Hunter?
I don't know.
Is there an endless time dump in Monster
Hunter? I haven't played it. So here's the thing. Like, I wanted it on console. I almost bought it so many times. I was so close. And I'm like, I'm going to wait for PC. So finally, PC is dropping maybe tomorrow at midnight or Thursday. I'm not sure exactly when. But I have it. I'm ready to go. I'm good to go. Going to fire it up. But then the WoW expansion drops the next week. So I'm really bummed at the release date that they picked.
Yeah.
Because
poor timing.
I'm 100% going to play BFA. And so it's going to hit the back burner. So I'm going to get like a week of it, and then it's on the shelf until I burn out on BFA. And then I'll pick it back up.
You bring up two like exceptionally good points with what you just said. Because one, as a game company, why the F would you try to go against the launch of a massive, massive game?
I mean, like Blizzard, that's got to be top 5 games still. Like World of Warcraft is phenomenally huge. It's ridiculously big. You had to have seen that. Like, you had to know. And they've announced this release date for 7 months. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's kind of like EverQuest 2. Like EverQuest 2 saw this big World of Warcraft thing coming out. Like, shit, we have to beat them to market. So they came out 2 months before, and probably saw a lot more copies because they did, even though it was buggy. But
yeah, and but it goes. I don't know. But if you look at the window of time, there's not really a great window. The game's already been out on console forever, so waiting longer, I think, hurts them more than help them. And maybe this was the fastest possible release date they could get, But then, so next month you got the Destiny expansion dropping, which is probably a pretty big deal for a lot of people. And then you have, after that, you got Anthem is in the works. Division 2 is in the works. Those are just the games that I'm interested in. There's also, there's more. There's so many. The lineup just keeps dropping. So I don't know when that window would have been for them.
So do you think you'll be playing Monster Hunter this week?
Yeah, for sure.
So let me ask you like a follow up to that. So Monster Hunter, it's been out for console. The same game's coming out for PC. You look at Monster Hunter now, it's got like no viewers, none. Yeah, which is usually a pretty good indication of a game's longevity.
Yeah, it's like Diablo numbers ish.
I think it's worse than that.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how the longevity is going to go. I'm excited. This is a point where I think a lot of content creators struggle with is like, you want to play these things, but you're scared to divide your community or sacrifice your community for it.
Yeah.
So I want to play it. I think it's going to be fun to get a break from D3. Hopefully the game's amazing and I love it. Is it something that's going to be a replacement for me for D3? No, I don't think the longevity of Monster Hunter is going to replace the grind that D3 has. But for a month, if it's an awesome game for 1, 2, 3 months, then sweet. Yeah. I got my $60 out of it.
Speaking of new games, you know what I'm playing this weekend?
What are you playing this weekend?
Black Ops 4.
Oh, is the beta this weekend?
It is. Open beta, too.
Are you going to stream that?
Yes. We're gonna play it on PC first, and then we'll probably get dominated Friday. And then Saturday, we'll just probably play on Xbox and wreck face.
So let me ask you.
Yeah.
This controller aim assist thing, would you have played PC with a controller?
Yes.
Had they had aim assist?
Yes. I would have tried. But yes.
So you're a victim. You're a victim of this aim assist.
Yes. I am.
So when you play Fortnite on PC, do you use a controller?
No. Because you can't build. Okay. You cannot build. There's too many.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
if building was a simpler system, you could, but it's just not. You gotta have the mouse. You. Yeah.
I got you. So yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to check that out. I want to see.
Yeah.
You get wrecked or you own face.
I hope I wreck, but
I hope so too, man. I'm not a big. It's Battlefield, right? This year, is there Modern Warfare coming out too?
Black Ops 4.
This is Black Ops 4.
Black Ops, yeah.
This is Activision.
Treyarch.
So Treyarch makes this one?
So it's Activision owns Sledgehammer.
There's too many,
Treyarch and Infinity Ward. God, I can't believe I knew that just off the top of my head. But yeah, this is Treyarch's turn.
Do you have a Black Ops t-shirt underneath that fluff t-shirt?
I do not.
You got the Black Ops headset. You just put a fluff sticker on the side.
Yeah. That's a big thing I struggled with because we played Diablo 3 and then we just weren't picking up any steam. And then I actually started playing COD, Infinite Warfare or whatever. And I started picking up viewers. And then Necro came out and then I switched again. It's like, yeah, I'm all over the place.
It's cool, man. It's nice to take a break, and I say that for like I get people that ask a lot on YouTube and Twitch and stuff, and they're saying, hey, the game's getting stale for me. What should I do? And I might even said this on the last podcast because I still get this question all the time. It's like, play something else, man. I still get it like every single day.
Play something else. You'll come back.
You'll
come back. You'll miss us.
Play Monster Hunter. Play BFA. Play some.
Yeah.
So,
Twitter.
That's about all I got, man. I was curious about your Monster Hunter thoughts, if it was something you were down.
No,
but
not at all.
Let's grab some Twitter questions real quick.
Yeah.
So this is kind of geared towards you. The question was directed at me, but I think you are more fit to answer this. It says, do you think you could swap Corpse Explosion into your Pesty build, and do you think it would help or hinder? And my answer is I think it's going to hinder you because Corpse Explosion doesn't synergize with the Pesty build. But honestly, I haven't ever looked into it.
That's a good question. So yes, you could work it into the build because Corpse Explosion is on the 6-piece as a terrible afterthought. And we have a build actually on our Diablo fans. I actually decided to not make a video for it because it just doesn't play that well. You can make a build that works and it's very fast for T13 and it plays a lot like Corpse Mancer, except for your main damage dealer is Corpse Lance. Corpse Explosion is just kind of there. It works. Is it great? No. Is it like Blight Sphere just like, oh my god, it just knocks it out of the park. So there's just no point.
The big question is, do you think it would help or hinder? And I think it's
absolutely
going to hinder you. Yeah, there's no way to make it good. So, or better than what you already have.
Right.
So that's, I think, the only Diablo related question. Nephilim says, if you guys had one wish to come true, what would you wish for? Anything is on the table. Anything. I mean, more wishes? You said anything.
That's always the easiest choice.
Okay, so we're gonna go Aladdin rules. All right. No wishing for more wishes. You can't kill anybody or bring them back from the dead, and no love. Isn't that what? I gotta
think of something again. God damn.
The genie said?
Yeah.
So, so there's our three. I'm gonna go with the easy, obvious answer: infinite money, because things. And then I think I don't think I would want to live forever because you'd watch all the people around you die. So I would pick that my body didn't need sleep. If you don't need sleep,
you're saying two things now.
What? I only get one
infinite
of those.
Money.
That's one wish.
Yeah, it's one wish.
I take the money. But as a follow up, I'm throwing this out there anyways. If your body didn't have to sleep, you would double your lifespan in the same time period. You could do twice as much stuff. No sleep.
True.
Okay. True. What you
got? I think you're thinking too little. With your tiny little brain.
All right. Let's not talk about tiny things. Oh yeah.
So if you could have one wish, anything, like the ability to like maybe even communicate with technology, so you could make a great game. You could have infinite money because you could just be like, hey, ATM, give me money. Like it has so much more possibility than your puny little.
Well, see, then you're stealing. Like, so if you're saying, "Hey, ATM, give me money," then they're gonna be like, "This dude's
so
ATMs."
No, let's not do that. Let's say like, "Okay, computer, let's make the greatest game ever," and then it's gonna sell 1 million copies, infinite money.
I'm with you. You can invent AI that would matrix us eventually someday. I'm with you. Terminator. Pick your plot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be cool. I mean, I could do a lot of cool things with infinite money too. So I'd probably end up being dead soon. Like I would buy a ridiculously fast sports car and probably wreck it. So Rift God says we might have already had this question. I'm not sure. I know Fluff said Twilight is his favorite movie series.
I don't think we've had this question.
So are you guys Team Jacob or Team Edward?
Phew. You're basically picking just body or like face. I guess I don't know. I don't think Edward's just not that good looking. Just Team Jacob.
I'm going based off of being a vampire or a werewolf, I'm going to say Edward, because a vampire is way cooler than a werewolf.
I didn't even think about that side. I'm just thinking about their physical attraction.
You're thinking about what they look like. I know, that's kind of weird.
Well, isn't that kind of what Team Edward and Team Jacob are based around? Just their appearance?
I don't know. I'm just going to say, do you want to be a vampire or a werewolf?
I mean, vampire is better, but yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to drink blood.
True blood, right?
Yeah, but a werewolf, you can eat whatever you want. Like, you're still a normal person. This up.
You know? I'm just going to say.
As a werewolf, are you immortal like a vampire? Are you...
Yeah. They live forever too, right?
No, yeah. Sure. I don't know then.
I don't know, man. I don't know my Twilight lore well enough. I know that they can stand in the sunlight in Twilight, which I'm like, okay, this is done.
I guess
done with this.
Vampire's more like Necro, so I guess I'm going Necro.
Caleb says, I actually love this question. If you guys go to a restaurant and they give a discount if you put your phone in a basket in the middle of the table, who reaches for their phone first, you or your woman?
She's gonna fucking kill me. Easily her. Easily.
Oh God, yes. It's not even a question. Dude. I could put my phone in there for hours.
I forget
and just
my phone.
Chill.
I forget it.
It's not even a question. Wow. Nope. So this reminds me of things. So I have a buddy that's in the military. My best friend, all growing up, he's in the military, and I went out and visited him one time. And all of his army buddies got together and ate dinner. And then when we sit down, all of them start stacking their phones in the center of the table. And I'm like, the hell's going on? I'm missing something. So I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing? And he's like, oh, we got a deal where we put our phones in the middle. And if anybody reaches for their phone, that person has to pay for dinner for everybody else. Like they kind of had this whole little army thing going. I don't know if that's like, that's just sweet. Them or what, but it was super cool. And that's a huge pet peeve of mine is when people just can't put their phone down. So yeah, I loved it. Yeah. Huh? What'd you say? I don't have my phone to do that. So that's how good it is. Yeah. But anyways, that's cool. Yeah. The girl for me too.
Yeah.
Silk Chicken says, is chocolate a type of candy?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Why would it not be?
I don't know, man. It's not candy-ish. Like Skittles are candy. Is a Snicker bar candy?
Yeah, of course it is. It's a Snickers bar. It's a candy bar. A candy fucking bar.
I guess, man. I guess.
That's a stupid question.
I'll have to say yes, but I don't know, man. You might have something here. We're going to have to do some research on this. Do some research on that candy.
I mean, I guess chocolate. Someone just said chocolate's flavor, which is totally true. But like, you can get a Hershey's chocolate bar, and that is a candy, and it's just chocolate. So of course it's candy.
I don't know.
Next question.
Gypsy says, as a Twitch streamer with substantial following, how do you deal with people that recognize you on the street that you don't already know? What are your thoughts on Twitch personally bleeding into your professional and personal life? I haven't had anybody recognize me yet. Have you? I think you said your pizza boy got you once, right?
So I've been recognized for Halo, for sure. It used to happen a lot. The last time I was recognized for gaming, it was still from Halo, and it's my pizza guy.
Pizza guy.
I was at Micro Center, which is like a local electronics store, and a guy said, "Hey, you stream Diablo, don't you?" But he didn't really know who I was.
He didn't know who you were?
So, no, it still doesn't happen.
I haven't had anybody recognize me yet. I have had people that in the stream that are from the same town that I'm in, and I'm sure if they saw me, they would, like, "Yo, ThaPChild, what's up?" I personally am glad that nobody knows me. Like, I don't think I'm going to be that big ever. But like, if you say you're ninja size and you can't walk around anymore on the streets, I think that would kind of suck. I don't like it. I have had personally people tried to stalk me already, which is really, really weird. As a male streamer, I didn't think that would be an issue. What? And I couldn't even imagine for a female, but I've had people personally threaten me, and I've had people like reach out and contact me on things that they shouldn't have had access to. Yeah. So, like, and I'm pretty secretive. Facebook. Like, they went through some very good links to find out some shit. I'm like, God damn, you're a stalker, dude.
Yeah.
It's weird. So,
what are your thoughts on it bleeding between professional and personal? like your job and stuff?
Hopefully my job doesn't know I stream. I think it would be weird if they did, because I wouldn't want them to like talk about it. I don't want like I do a really good job of keeping my work professional life. I don't hang out with people I work with. I'm not buddies. I'm friendly with everybody and we're cool coworkers, but we're coworkers. I'm not like, yo, what are you doing this weekend? Let's go fishing. That's not me, you know? And I make a habit of doing that on purpose because it creates boundaries for people that are underneath me. If you start kicking it with them and you're friends with them, when you ask them to do things, that personal friendship line can get blurry and then it causes problems. So I personally, as long as I'm in a management role, I won't ever do that. So,
goddamn. Yeah, I mean,
so I hope
I haven't had to really. I mean, everyone at my last job knew I was a streamer, for sure. Mm-hmm. And it does get a little it's kind of funny because like I would just get shit for it, which is totally fine because I have a good sense of humor inside outside stream. Yeah. But you know, I tend to be a bit more egotistical on stream, obviously.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it does kind of. I think it would get a little weird if people at my current job, and I'm definitely a lot more professional at my current job. If a lot of those people found out that I was streaming and like then they started clipping like me being like I'm the face of Diablo and
the best. I think it would go the same, man. I think it's like it even gets weird for me when people I know in real life are in the stream and I'm better at it now, but when I very first started, it was definitely influenced my behavior. Like it was in the back of your mind. So like an example would be like real life buddies of mine. You know, I'm in stream and then they hop in and it made it weird. Like now I'm kind of okay with it because I've grown into it.
Sure.
But when you're first starting out, you're kind of like, oh man, this dude's watching me. I don't want to be, acting goofy on stream. And then next time we're out, he's going to be like, yo, sing that song you sang on stream last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
actually used to get shit from my real life friends because like when I was first starting out on Diablo, I was significantly more like I'm always helpful, but I was going that extra mile to like, really help, be helpful and get people in the stream and be really, really nice to people. And my friends are always like, this is really weird to watch because you're not that nice and like you're not really being yourself.
I get that a little bit too. Like I'm a competitive player and like I'm super competitive at especially PvP in Destiny and in World of Warcraft. Like I used to I did arenas. I tried to get competitive teams for arenas. I was never super top tier, and I would get mad at people. I'd be like, fuck this guy, or whatever evil things that you say to your friends, and then my friends would be like, yo, you're like really nice, right? You being so nice right now, and I'm like, well, it's it's different. I'm not sitting in my underwear playing by myself. I'm with an audience that represents me. So but I think it's gotten worse. Like my biggest thing is I have a potty mouth, and at first when I first started streaming, I tried not to swear as much.
Sure.
And then I realized like I swear and it's just who I am. So if I try not to do it, I'm going to slip up and do it anyways. And I'm being fake and I'm thinking about it. So I just try to be myself, and then it doesn't, and if I swear, I swear. And if you like it, cool. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry I offended you, but that's just how it is, you know? So I try not to as much on the podcast, but I still do. Sorry.
Fucking hell.
I know, man. Fuck it. But yeah, that's it, man. So I don't know. I honestly, personally, if I was out at the mall and somebody's like, yo, ThaPChild, I would kind of be like, it'd be cool. But if it happened all the time, I think it would get old.
Yeah, I mean, I would welcome it because I'm used to the limelight. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but I used to be a Halo pro player. So I mean, just trying to stay in the limelight, just this Diablo thing. So if you see me on the street, be like, "Oh my God, Lord Fluffy, I love you."
Can you sign my boobs?
Yeah.
Okay. What would you? How would your significant other act if you had a little fangirl come up and was all? Would she be defensive, or would she be like, Oh, that's all right.
I mean, she gets a little jealous, so.
Does she?
Yeah,
She's a jealous
It'd
type?
be funny. It'd be funny for sure. Because I would just
Yeah.
I would eat it up.
I have some. I need to get approval for this story, but maybe next week I'll have a story on this topic.
Cool.
I gotta see.
Wait. Speaking of, we're gonna have something for you. Like, you never, back in like the first or second podcast ever, you never showed the photo of you in the dress.
Oh
like,
my god!
Still
you
waiting.
Didn't forget about that yet?
Like, we're literally still waiting. I get it.
All right, man. We gotta make that a milestone. Something has to happen.
Episode 15, for example.
Oh, no, man, it can't be an episode milestone. It's got to be like, I don't know. What's a milestone, man? We got to get 15, something. Yeah. We'll think of something.
Fine.
We'll think of something. Help us out. That's something you guys can put in the comments. Yeah, what milestone can we achieve? This picture is probably one of the most embarrassing things I have to date. So this shit would be on the internet, man. It is not erasable at that point. Yeah. I'm gonna go for a job interview 40 years from now, and they're gonna be like, "Wait a minute, is this you?" For 40 years ago wearing a dress? Get out of here! I
still see that in Lord Fluffy's chat as an emote.
You still see what?
No, I was saying
that dress.
That
oh God! If you made that an emote, nope. See, couldn't have it, man.
For the fluff stole.
Hey, I got rid of that for you. By the way, I don't know if you noticed that.
I did notice because I tried to say it and it didn't happen.
Yeah, you tried to use it.
Yeah.
See, you liked that. You liked it. So, I got bacon now. So, bacon baby.
Idiot.
All right. All right, man. That's all the questions. That's all we had. So thanks for hanging out, guys. We will be back next week for for episode 15. I'm ThaPChild. You can catch me everywhere at ThaPChild.
And I am Lord_Fluffy on Twitch. Double those underscores on Twitters.
Sweet.
I'll see you guys next week. Peace out, dude.